tap water.
So you just flash that thing, it erases her memory, and you just make up a new one?
A standard issue neuralizer.
Hi gang! Welcome back. I am here with my good friend and colleague Julia Schneider. We did a video that I'm going to post below about attachment styles that you grow up with and how that affects your whole life, your relationships and everything as you age. And a topic as I was conversing with her about it that came up was how we rewrite our memories to have a better effect on us later on in life. You can actually rewire your entire nervous system to change your whole life by rewriting your memories. So what would you say in a nutshell about that?
First of all, I just want to say ahead of time that, because you know, when I talk about this to people, sometimes people get a little bit scared because it's almost like
the Men in Black thing, where they just erase your memory.
Yeah, like it doesn't happen that way. It's like you're not going to lose your childhood. You're not going to kind of lose anything important in your life, like in your memories. But what you are going to lose and transform is the aspects of the memories that are actually like really triggering for your nervous system. And so the memory will still be there, but it's gonna be like really relaxing and soothing. So that's one thing I want to say, so don't worry. Here's how it happens. It's kind of like on a scientific level. Our memories are stored in our subconscious, and you know, sometimes something happened in our life and they come back up. And the key here is to, let's say if it's a challenging memory. Let's say you had some, like let's say your parent was not particularly emotionally stable, and they would just like yell at you, and it kind of like causes you stress and fear. So the way you do it is that there's a process where you bring the memory up consciously, and there's actually many ways to do it. One of my favorite ones is to interview the body. And the way you do it is that you get into this meditative state, and you just scan your body and you find tension. Like if there's any tension anywhere, let's say in your gut, you know, a lot of people have a lot of tension here. So what you do is you just kind of like tune in, and you just ask yourself, okay, well, first of all, what is this? Like, where is this tension coming from? And don't use your mind to do it, because your mind is going to tell you many stories, and it's not particularly helpful. But just kind of like tune in and be very curious. And oftentimes a memory comes up from the tension. And when the memory comes up, so it kind of like, it comes up into like implicit memory. You actually can see it. And the key here, so for example, as I said, like let's say you had this aggressive kind of parent, and so a memory comes up of, let's say, your father yelling at you, and you're like a little child, you're scared. So the key in this instance is to bring in resources. So as a child, obviously we don't really have a lot of resources, we're pretty dependent on the adult. But in the memory, you kind of bring in resources that actually make the child in your memory feel safe. And then when the memory goes back down into your subconscious, it's already a different memory. It's amazing. Yeah, and it's you know, let's say if you go to therapy, and I just want to say, like, I love therapy. I think therapy is a really great modality. But what happens in therapy is just like you go over the same thing over and over, and you know,
it's almost like therapy needs a little bit of a mechanic as well to.
Yeah, it's like you don't want to like get
do
stuck
something with it.
Exactly. Like, what's the next step, kind of thing. But here, when the memory gets reprogrammed and it goes back down into the subconscious, it's almost like you have a whole new life. You know, like you have a whole new childhood, because now your body is responding to the new memory. So it's responding to the memory of where you were a child, and let's say your father yelled at you, but you were also very resourced. So for example, when you work with the memory in the conscious mind, you might want to like imagine that your mother came in and she said to her husband, oh, there, it's okay, like there's no, and she just came and hugged you, and you feel relaxed. So when this memory goes back down, now your body is responding to that. So it's not responding to, oh my God, I was like in grave danger and I was like going to die. It's responding to like, oh yeah, okay, well maybe something happened, but like it was okay, I survived, everything's fine. And the physiological responses to a trigger are no longer there. Your subconscious is not constantly telling your body that it needs to like protect you and like mobilize all of those resources so you can run away, right? So that's kind of how it happens.
I wanted to help with people, you know, some people might be thinking, well, my mother would never have done that, so that's too hard for me to picture. And I went on a retreat one day. Misty Tripoli is the founder of the Groove Movement. I'm going to post a link to that below. It's life-changing. It's also incredible. It can be done from anywhere. We did a meditative exercise where we were rewriting some of our memories, and she was saying you can put yourself back meditatively into a horrible memory in your life, and you can be the resource. Your adult now self can go and comfort your child self in your mind during that meditation. Let's say, for an example, you had an abusive parent, and so your now self is coming into this memory, and you're remembering sitting there as a child with this abusive parent, and your now self can come into this memory and now look at that parent who's maybe even younger than your now self, and how, you know, you're seeing them finally as someone that doesn't know how to express love and doesn't know certain things about parenting maybe, and you're not that scared little kid anymore, and that will also help to rewrite that memory. And you mentioned earlier when we were conversing about an experiment that was done with, it's so neat.
Yeah. So anyways, there was an experiment done where 7 or 8 men who were 70 years old, they were invited to live in a house that was remodeled to represent 50 years earlier, so their life 50 years earlier. And they lived there for 5 days, and I mean everything was the same like it was 50 years ago, and they just were encouraged to like really allow themselves to imagine that they were like back in time, and that they were basically 20 years old. And what happened is that, so the men came into that experience, a lot of them, they had canes, you know, like they were kind of like, you know, they weren't like particularly healthy, they were. And then after the 5 days, they were able to play touch soccer without, you know.
That is crazy. 5 days.
Yeah.
That's insane.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's remarkable what you can do physically by helping to rewrite your mental processes. And that's something that you could even work on at home too, is to put yourself back into the mindset of the best time in your life. How did you feel? I've been studying the law of attraction for many, many years, and there's a lot to do with the emotions attached to the thoughts, and that is what attracts. So thoughts are vibration. Everything in the world is vibration. When you're thinking of a thought, so if you put yourself in your mind back into a really happy place in your life and you feel the emotion with that, that emotion then goes out and attracts back to it similar vibrational things. So that is the nutshell of how the law of attraction works. There will be more videos on that. Julia really is an expert in terms of helping people recognize sort of more mental aspects that are changing them physically, or maybe having a negative physical effect on their bodies and their lives in general. And I know with me, I worked with Julia to discover my, you know, inner thought processes, and Julia really helps you identify them and helps to rewire them, and then you actually, your perception of the world and your life changes.
Yeah, and it's kind of like the process that I work with, it helps to create inner safety. It's kind of, you know, it's, you become sort of your own parent in a way, and you're the one who takes control of your life. So we have a saying, I belong to this community called Feminine Power, and we have a saying that, you know, what if no one is coming to save you? And what if you're the one who needs to and can save yourself? Yeah. And that's exactly what I teach people to do, is talk to themselves in a different way, and to, you know, when you talk to yourself in a different way, it also helps you to kind of like restructure everything about how you relate to yourself, to others, and just like the world at large.
It changes everything, because I know for me, I was, not anymore thankfully, but I was very reactive. So if anything happened, your subconscious reacts in its own way. Whether you're able to catch that or not, your subconscious is reacting. So your subconscious is, something happens externally, you have your own thought process about it. And it could be different. With two people could have the same experience and entirely different memories of it. So you're really starting your own thought process, and then you're acting in your life based on that often subconscious thought process. And so I know for me, it was like, why is my life like this? Like, my life is just like this, and I can't seem to get better, and things just happen to me, and blah, blah, blah. And I wasn't able to identify that, okay, yeah, that's coming from memories that I've had, and, you know, I've built on those memories with subconscious belief patterns, and then that drives the thoughts that I have, which drives the actions, which drives the results in your life. And so it helps to have somebody like Julia, just someone that can help you identify that. And because, like, for me, I don't want to say this is the same for everyone, but it took probably a 1-hour conversation with Julia for me to realize huge things. And I'm not going to say that you're fixed, of course, because there's a lot of homework that you do on your own, of course, in your mind, but it's incredible. So you can rewrite your memories. You're not going to lose any memories. You're just going to change your perception, change your belief structures, which change your subconscious thought processes. That changes your actions, changes what happens in your life. So it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah, and actually, I just want to quickly tell. I really like how you said it, because here's the thing. It's like, I've done work on myself for years and years and years and years, and this process that I work with now, like, it happens so fast. It's just
so fast.
Oh my God! Like, it's shocking how fast it happens. It's like, it does not have to take years.
No, it's a realization.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredible. I'm going to link everything below that Julia does. I'll link her information so you can look into it if you're interested in it. There's more information through Julia that you can read into about it. I highly recommend jumping on a discovery call with Julia, because it's incredible. The amount you can realize about yourself and heal within an hour is incredible. And I'm not just putting a time limit on it. That's just how long my conversation was. But yeah, so I will link that below. If you liked this video or thought it was helpful or interesting in any way, please give it a thumbs up for me. Please subscribe to this channel. The information on this channel can help heal more than 90% of any health, wellness, and body image challenge. This info is not widely known, honestly.
No,
like, you're the only person that I know that deals with any of this. So please subscribe, please share this channel. Subscribing really is where the support does come from. If you would like a notification of when future videos are posted, please hit that little bell icon and you will be notified the next time I post a new video. And until next time, comment below with any ideas or anything you want to learn about, and I'll see you next time. Bye.